How's it going, everyone? Josh or Miho here. I hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an album review to do for you, and I'm going to be talking to you about the new album from the band Perverse Dependence, entitled The Patterns of Depravity. This is released on Amputated Vein Records. Now, if you're not too familiar with this band, they are based out of Russia, and the best way to describe the sound of this band would be a very fast-paced, gory, and brutal style of death metal. I mean, this is a band that has a very unique approach when it comes to making brutal death metal. I mean, when it comes to the music, the lyrics, and the vocals, it is straight out brutal death metal as it gets. But the song structurings and the speed of everything makes everything fly by so quickly. I mean, songs that are ranging from around 1 minute to almost a minute and a half in length. You almost think this is a grindcore type of mentality with the song lengths, but it's not grindcore. It has somewhat of a mentality of it with the song lengths and speed, but it's a straight-out brutal death metal kind of band. They came out with a debut album back in 2009 called Gruesome Forms of Distorted Libido. Well, I thought that debut album had some really impressive moments and showed a ton of potential. I thought to myself, you know what? This band could sound way better. They can do way better than this. And then they released a 3-track promo release, which showcased a vast change in musicianship, but yet it showed the ideas that there's going to be some changes made. And I liked what I heard. Now we have the second full length from Perverse Dependence entitled The Patterns of Depravity. It's 17 tracks, and it clocks in at around 25 minutes in length, so this is, by a little bit, a much longer record, but yet, things are done in a very brisk and fast pace. It's done very efficiently. You can almost sense a complete 180-degree turn if you've heard the first album, moving on to this one. There is a lot of changes going on here, and I definitely think it's for the better. And I'm really stoked to hear what Perverse Dependence have to offer within the coming years if they should decide to make another record. I think it's really awesome. The music is one of the main stories to be told about this new album. I mean, the guitar work on here, the bass work, and the drums definitely feel a lot more technical and advanced, way ahead advanced than the previous record. I think the guitar riffs on here are incredibly well detailed and very well played. I mean, it is a riff and it's a riff driven kind of record. I mean, you can hear it on tracks like Foreplay Amputation and Submission to Decomposition. You get some really creative and awesome riffs. You almost get a little bit of a time signature type of vibe in some certain instances, where you hear one riff and then the song stops and then it transitions into something completely different. I think that's very impressive, and I'm digging that kind of aspect as far as the music is concerned here. The bass work is just as technical as the guitar. It's not overly dominant and it doesn't try to show off, but I think the bass sounds really good, preferably on the track Maggot's Swollen Tits. You hear the bass very dominantly on that track, and then you hear the bass on its own, and I definitely think it has a varying factor. And going back to this album's technicality, I don't think it's technical for the sake of being technical. I don't feel there's any kind of wankery or noodling going on here. It's done in a very tasteful and efficient manner, and I'm really enjoying that about the musicianship here. The drums are full on blast, attack mode here, very evidented through quick fills, snare hits, blasts, the kick and snare, the double bass. It is a very quick, fast-paced drum performance. I really enjoy this guy's speed and stamina, especially since a lot of the songs are very short, sweet, and to the point. I definitely enjoy this guy's stamina and speed. And vocals, I'm loving this vocal style. It sounds way better than the first album in my opinion. The vocals are very guttural. You can understand the vocalist a lot more concisely this time around. The way he delivers his words and lyrics, I think it sounds great. Very I don't want to say the word monotone, because I don't really like to use that word, but that's the kind of idea you pick up when you listen to his voice. It's a very low, mid mid to low kind of guttural tone. I'm picking up a Matty Way kind of vibe when it comes to this guy's vocal style. Really, really good deep guttural vocals. I love his style here. Yeah. If I had to make any complaints, I guess, like I said, this band has some short songs, so appropriately, this is a short album. I would have liked to have heard more. Um, and I guess if you listen to this album a couple of times, you do feel that some tracks sound a little bit on the same side, like you feel you've heard it already. But that's because it goes by at a very quick and fast pace. But yeah, overall, way better album than Gruesome Forms of Distorted Libido. I'm really enjoying the musicianship here. I'm enjoying the intelligence. I think it's a very smart, brutal death metal release. I'm looking forward to this band having a brighter future ahead of them, and hopefully we'll get a longer record. I don't care how many minutes it takes. I think this band needs to be heard a lot more. So, if I had to pick any favorite tracks, I would definitely have to say Foreplay Amputation, Submission to Decomposition, Decomposed and Autofellatio Pose, Defloration Through Acid Injection, Maggot Swollen Tits, and The Aftertaste of Her Excreta. Really crazy song titles here, but I think that makes it a lot more entertaining. I'm going to leave you a link in the description box to the Perverse Dependence Bandcamp, where you can stream this album in its entirety, hear it for yourself, be your own judge as to whether you want to buy it or not. It is available physically through the band. You can buy it through Amputated Vein or buy it through whatever brutal death metal distros are available. So, again, the album is The Patterns of Depravity by Perverse Dependence. This is released on Amputated Vein Records. Check it out. And as far as the score is concerned, I'm going to give this, for the time being, a 7.5 out of 10. Really solid follow-up to a pretty decent first album. It's a lot better this time around, and I'm thinking in due time they're going to be even greater. So support Perverse Dependence. I'm going to conclude this review. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel, and until the next time, Armijo out.